Good evening, everybody. I'm Mary O'Connor with the Alaskan Aviation Safety Foundation and the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health. Thank you to Alaska Public Media for allowing us to bring you hangar flying. This evening, we are pleased to have Paul Suffern back on our show. Welcome back, Paul.
Thank you. Glad to be back.
Paul is a meteorologist with the National Transportation Safety Board and is in Anchorage this week as part of a team that's investigating pilot weather reporting issues. On our last show, we talked about how pilot reports are initiated and how they are used. Paul, is there any way for controllers, flight service station specialists, and forecasters to know if a pilot report is accurate?
Absolutely. Meteorologists specifically will look into all the weather conditions that surround that pilot report, and will use weather computer models, use satellite, use other observations to corroborate exactly what that pilot report is saying. In Alaska, it's very important to have those pilot reports because there may not be a lot of observations around a particular area, and so that really helps out the meteorologist in determining what exactly is going on there as far as the weather.
That's a good point. We've got a lot of geography to cover, and there are not a lot of reporting stations, so any information that a pilot could give could be used as real-time weather information.
Absolutely. Anything helps, and especially in Alaska.
Good. We know that a report is a good thing if there's something to report, but the absence of a report doesn't necessarily mean that there aren't conditions that should be reported. Does that mean that pilots should report that there's no turbulence, no icing, no clouds? Is that helpful?
That is extremely helpful. When we have area forecasts that are out, or advisories or warnings out, and those conditions are not occurring, it's great for pilots to report, no turbulence, even though they may be expecting moderate or severe. And then that way the National Weather Service can make those areas smaller if those conditions are not expected to persist. So it can really help the pilot and trail or other pilots know that, hey, it's actually safe to fly through here, and that the weather conditions have moved on that cause those conditions.
So pilots shouldn't feel foolish in reporting that there's no turbulence and no clouds.
Absolutely. Any report is a good report, and those reports will make warnings and area advisories much smaller, so it's be safer for everyone.
Great. The NTSB has issued recommendations to the National Weather Service to establish standardized guidance for weighting pilot reports. Can you tell us what that means?
Absolutely. We, in one investigation about 2 years ago, we found out that 2 different weather forecasters were weighting a moderate pilot report or a severe icing report differently. A weather forecaster would say, well, if I'm going to issue a warning, I need 2 of these reports, and another forecaster would say, I just need 1 of these reports. And we believe that there should be some more standardized guidance for that. And for example, the Center Weather Service Unit in Anchorage has developed a flow chart to help out their weather forecasters to make sure that an advisory or warning is issued for pilots and to let air traffic control know those conditions. So they have developed a tool that helps out meteorologists.
And that's used just in the Alaska region?
Yeah, right now that flow chart is just used in the Anchorage Center Weather Service Unit, but we've developed and believe that idea would be useful in other parts of the lower 48.
So in this report, you're going to take that sort of information back and make recommendations based on things like that to improve the overall system?
Absolutely, and one of the nice things about Alaska is there's a lot of proactive ideas and innovation going on, and we believe that a lot of that would be useful in the lower 48.
I agree.
Yeah.
Another recommendation calls for the broadcast of center weather advisories across Flight Information Services broadcast. What does this mean?
So the Flight Information Service broadcast is a way that pilots can get weather information and other tactical information up into their cockpit available to them. And a lot of weather reporting, such as METAR information or terminal aerodrome forecast, and AirMets and SIGMETs are all available on FISB, as it's called. but center weather service or center weather advisories are not available on FSBE right now, even though center weather advisories carry the same weight as a SIGMET. They're a warning product issued by the National Weather Service for about a 2-hour period, and they typically discuss things as mountain wave conditions, moderate or greater turbulence, and they're over a much smaller geographical area than maybe a SIGMET or an AirMet may be available. So we believe that those should be also available on Flight Information Service broadcast.
Well, it sounds like it would make the entire system a lot safer for everybody involved.
Absolutely, we believe so.
Thank you for sharing the information about your work with the Special Investigation Report and your efforts to make aviation safer. It's been very informative, and we hope that the audience has learned something about the internal workings of what goes on behind pilot reports and how they're used. Paul, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Mary. I'm glad to be here.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching Hangar Flying. Thank you for your support of the Alaskan Aviation Safety Foundation and Alaska Public Media. Until next time, fly safely.